Deep within the pages of the Bible lies a story so harrowing, so terrifying, that it sends shivers down the spines of even the most devoted believers. A story of divine retribution, of a rebellion that shook the very foundation of the Israelites' faith. Today, we are going to explore one of the most horrifying stories in the Bible, the tale of Korah, Dathan, and Abiram, three men who dared to challenge the authority of Moses and faced the wrath of God. Imagine the ground beneath your feet giving way, swallowing you whole, and dragging you down into the depths of the earth. This is the fate that awaited Korah, Dathan, and Abiram, men who thought they could defy the will of God and get away with it. Let's dive right into the cautionary tale of rebellion and divine justice. In the book of Numbers, chapter 16, we read about Korah, who was a Levite, and Dathan and Abiram, Reubenites, who led a rebellion against Moses. Korah, who was a prominent figure among the Israelites, was jealous of Moses' position as the leader. He felt that he and his followers were being unfairly treated and that Moses had taken too much power for himself. Korah, Dathan, and Abiram gathered 250 prominent Israelites and stood before Moses, challenging his authority. They claimed that Moses had gone too far in taking charge of the community and that everyone was holy, so Moses shouldn't consider himself above the others. Moses, knowing the gravity of the situation, fell on his face and prayed to God. He asked God to show his power and judge between the righteous and the wicked. Moses was not seeking revenge, but rather seeking God's intervention to resolve the crisis. And then the unimaginable happened. The ground beneath Korah, Dathan, and Abiram opened up, and they were swallowed by the earth. Fire also came out from God and consumed the 250 men who had joined them in the rebellion. The Israelites witnessed this terrifying display of God's power and trembled with fear. This story of how the ground swallowed Dathan, Korah, and Abiram is significant because it highlights the importance of respecting authority and recognizing God's sovereignty. Korah, Dathan, and Abiram's rebellion was not just against Moses, but against God's ordained leadership. The story serves as a warning against pride, jealousy, and the dangers of challenging God's authority. Moses, despite the challenge, showed humility and relied on God's power, while Korah, Dathan, and Abiram showed pride and self-will. The story reminds us that God's power is not to be trifled with, and that we must approach Him with reverence and respect. So, what can we learn from this story? The rebellion of Korah, Dathan, and Abiram teaches us that God is a God of justice and righteousness. He will not tolerate rebellion against His authority, and those who challenge Him will face the consequences. Besides this, what lesson have you learned from this story? Share with us in the comment section below. Don't forget to subscribe to Ben's Voice Narrative for more exciting didactic stories like this. Bye for now.